Jimmy Nail there. I'll put that in for the bit where he goes, "She's lying." So, these police interview transcripts. Now, I understand Lucy had something like, I think it was 23 hours of police interviews. So I think even the court transcripts that we're seeing, they said some of them are sort of a summary. So I don't think everything was read out to the court. And what I wanted to talk about is, I want to ask the question about where are the police professionals who are able to tell whether or not someone's lying. And at the moment we haven't got any, like, I think quite a lot of it is to do with body language and cadence, and all we're actually seeing here is text. So you could perhaps say that a huge percentage is lost in translation. I mean, so many times at work I've gotten in trouble for the tone of an email when it's just, people have misinterpreted it or whatever. But even just looking at text, well, firstly, let's ask the question. You're interviewing someone for 23 hours or something. Surely by then, if someone was lying about something, I mean, they would be able to unravel it after 23 hours of questioning, especially when someone's actually answering the questions and they're not like no commenting or anything. They're answering every single question put to them. I don't think there was a single question where she went, "Oh, I'm not answering that." Surely by that time they know whether or not they're speaking to someone who's trying to deceive or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure police generally know after about 3 minutes or even less than that, 30 seconds of speaking to someone, whether or not they're lying. And I'm just wondering, where are the professionals? I want to show you something. I've only actually read the transcripts of F&L, the insulin poisonings, and I've spotted something of interest. And this is where I'm just going to show you. Okay, so babies F&L, they're both insulin poisonings. One was on a TPN bag and the other one was in a dextrose bag, so slightly different. I mean, it's still the same sort of thing, same method. And the officer is asking her, this is for baby F, okay, and the TPN bag or the TPN bags, where would they be kept in comparison to the insulin that we discussed before? And then Letby's response is like, insulin? And the fact that she's questioning, why are we associating insulin with TPN bags? Where's this insulin thing come from? Sort of raises the point that she doesn't know why they're asking about insulin. Of course, she could be lying and feigning ignorance. If I can find the advert after this, I'll stick it on the end. But I remember there was this advert for, I think it was a chocolate bar, and the wife's saying to the husband, like, "Did you eat my chocolate bar?" And he goes, "What chocolate bar?" Sort of feigning ignorance. And then he gets rumbled when the wife goes, "One that's in the fridge," and he goes, "What fridge?" It's a brilliant ad, but Yeah, if I can find it, I'll stick it on the end. So, okay, let's play devil's advocate. She's feigning ignorance. Now, let me show you this. So, this is baby F, and they're talking about the TPN bag. Okay, you say it's yellow in colour. I'll just bring up this TPN bag. I don't know how accurate this is, but so there's like, I think this is the port that the officer's going to be asking about. It's yellow in colour. Is there any port to this particular bag to add things to? She says no. There's the end valve that you'd break off to attach a syringe. But incidentally, I think she's actually wrong about this. I think there is a port. So one of those is, well, you'll see. I don't think there's anything else. Right. And is it something that you can add things to if need be? She says no. We don't add to TPN. No. It's made by the pharmacy and it's a secure bag. We don't. Right. Is there any reason at all at any time you would add anything to TPN? No, not that I'm aware of. No, but it is designed if someone wanted to add something to it. This is the officer's asking. No, but is it designed if someone wanted to add something to it? Would it be? Is it designed for that purpose? Is there an access port? She says she's not sure. I can't remember if that one has a port or not. And you might say, okay, perhaps she's feigning ignorance. So let's just say she had injected insulin into this. It's probably that one they're talking about. This port on this bag, and she also done it. So this is the dextrose bag on baby L that we're going to talk about. So there's one that you add to it, and so she's basically not sure if there's a port to add stuff to because they don't ever do it. Now, if she had injected insulin, obviously she would deny all knowledge of this, of there being a port on it. You might say she would be feigning ignorance. But let me show you this on baby L. So, sorry, this is now baby L with the dextrose bag, and the officer asks her about the bag and how you open it. She talks about there being a seal on it, and then she says, and then there's a port on the other side that's like just a one-way port that you can put a needle into it if you were putting another medication into that. And the officer asked, what sort of things would you add to it? So it's very rarely really that I've done it. Sometimes we'd add, like if babies are on sort of like sodium chloride infusion or potassium or something, but I don't think they go into separate syringes usually. Sometimes you put antibiotics into it, but it's not, I can't really say if I've ever done that, if ever. So she's being asked about the port in the dextrose bag. So if you had committed this crime where you had injected insulin into these bags and you wanted to hide the fact that you had done it, you could say for the TPN bag that she denied all knowledge of there even being a port that you can add medication to. But then why why then would she not deny? Would she not deny ignorance of being able to of there being a port on the dextrose bag to add medication to? And the reason she's given these two different answers, well, there she said she's actually not sure, and there she said she's sure, is because, like she said, you don't add medication to TPN, therefore she wouldn't know. But occasionally you would do it to the dextrose bag, and so she's able to say, yes, there is a port there. So if she had injected both of them with insulin, she would know that there is a port on both. So she would either if she was being devious and lying, she would feign ignorance of there being a port on both of them. She wouldn't say she's not sure on one, but there definitely is on the other, because that would be potentially, if you're playing devil's advocate, it points towards the fact that she possibly attempted to murder baby L, even though it didn't come to any harm or anything. But then it's exculpatory for baby F. And so what my question is that if I'm reading the transcripts, a non-professional, a normal person, just reading the transcripts, not even having her in front of me, and I can tell that she's not lying, where are these police professionals? Surely there must be, if there's going to be a case with a mass murderer, surely you pay someone who knows what they're doing to at least even read the transcripts, let alone just interview her and say, yeah, she's lying or not. I mean, if I can tell that she's obviously telling the truth, and she obviously didn't put anything into the TPN bag, where are these professional detectives who do this sort of thing for a living? Surely for a big murder case, they could ship someone in from the States or something. I don't know. Where are the pros? And just another thing that really, really irritated me. During some of these transcripts that Jabe has released, there's one from Dr. Emma Lewis, and I swear all they've done is just microwave the jury and everyone in the courtroom's brain by it's pages and pages and pages, so hours and hours of testimony about how this scientist goes about performing the blood test, which nobody cares about. It's a bit like saying there was a robbery in a petrol station, and for some reason there was a Mars bar involved, and asking a specialist from Nestle to come over and tell us the process about getting the caramel into the Mars bar. And it's just, they're asking all of these pointless questions about how the blood gets centrifuged and what labels go on this blood, on these vials. Pages and pages of stuff that nobody's questioning. Nobody's questioning that they sent off the blood test to be analysed and they came back with those results. Nobody's questioning that they'd actually done the tests. And I think the reason they do it like that, to microwave everyone's brain, is because there's a scientist talking about sciencey things, and that's all it is. And you just sort of subconsciously, your brain gets filled up with absolute garbage that you don't need to know. But that's my rant on that.
You've eaten it, haven't you?
What?
The chocolate.
What chocolate?
You know very well I had a bar.
What bar?
I had a bar of Cadbury's Dairy Milk in the fridge.
What fridge?
Cadbury's Dairy Milk.
How soft does